Hi there guys, Gareth here and welcome to this Vina Plunk production. Now I am in a fantastic mood guys. I found out a bit of information yesterday that put me in a major good mood, and then something arrived yesterday that's actually related to the subjects I want to talk about in this video, that I'm going to be showing off briefly in this video, and there will be a further dedicated video to this particular item at some point. I am expecting 2 more packages arriving today, so if there's any jump cuts in this video, you know why. So, in my last video, or if you don't know what my last video was, I paid tribute to John Total Biscuit Bain, who sadly passed away a couple of weeks back. And he is somebody that moulded my life in so many ways. And with his passing, at the end of that video, I said I'm going to go away, do some thinking, and then get back to you guys once I've done some thinking. And what that thinking was going to entail is what I was going to do with my YouTube channel. It then became much more profound than that, and I actually wanted to make some changes in my life, so to speak. And I believe there's 4 areas I need to change, or 3 to 4 areas I need to change in my life for the better. 3 of those are actually related very symbolically, not symbolically, like a symbiote. They are like a parasite, if you will. They are connected quite a bit, and we'll talk about that momentarily. And the 4th one is something that I've been trying to get better at for a long time now, and a couple of tweets yesterday sort of made me think, maybe I should start working on that myself. So, what are these specific areas? So before I go head first into these specific areas, one thing that really did hit home for me is I've been monitoring a few specific Twitter accounts ever since the passing of TB, and those accounts are Jenna Bain, his widow, Jesse Cox, and Dodgers. And Jesse Cox uploaded an essay onto his Twitter basically saying that he's going to unblock anybody he's ever blocked on Twitter, because essentially he admits that we're all flawed. Every human being on this planet is flawed, and as a result he has said things in anger and rage to people that he has regretted since, and that may have happened from other people. So he's going to unblock, unban anybody that he has previously done so on Twitter, in the hope that he can become a better person, and he wants to become better at realising when someone's just simply flipping out at you rather than being actually, antagonistic towards you. And that really did hit home in a number of ways, and, caused me to get a bit more profound with my thinking. So the main thing that I need to sort out with my life is money. The other 2 things is gaming on YouTube and what I do in my spare time, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But the 3 things are connected in a way, and we'll get to that. So money. It is no illusion and no mystery that there are many things I buy and show off on this channel and then subsequently end up selling or having to sell because I stretch myself too thin from month to month. I want to take a swig of this tea, because I tell you what guys, I'm gagging right now when it comes to thirst. I'm really thirsty right now, which makes me think I should have gotten a drink rather than just a tiny sip of tea that's left in my mug. Shout out to the obligatory mug that some people will get that reference. Anyway, so yeah, and there have been countless times where people have left me a comment or sent me a message through YouTube and said, "Oh Gareth, I really like the set you showed off a few months back or a year ago. Can you show it off again, or can you tell me some specific information about that set?" And I'm thinking, yeah, I hope I can find the information out online, because I've since sold the sets. I should state at this point I've gone through 2 purges of my entire collection, and there are reasons behind those purges. One was to upgrade my computer, and the second purge was to buy an Xbox One, which I unfortunately subsequently had to sell. More on that in a bit. So, I'm going to put in place a rule starting now. However, this month and next month are exceptions to this rule, and the reason for that is I've worked a boatload of overtime, and I mean a boatload of overtime, and I'm going to, enjoy the fruits of my labour, almost literally. So, this month and next month are kind of exceptions, and there are reasons why I'm saying this month and next month are exceptions, because there are some things I'm going to be saying in this video that people are going to go, oh, hang on a minute, Gareth, you said you're not going to spend any money, blah, blah, blah. Shush, okay? Shush. So the rule is that from now on, I'm not going to be buying any games, DVDs and Blu-rays until I absolutely am 110 or 20 or 30%, 130% certain I have the money to do so. Okay. So many times people have said to me, why do I just wait till payday and then just go and splurge all my money? Almost like I'm, I was going to say a dirty reference there, but I forget that YouTube's trying to become PG-13, so I better not go down that road. But people have got a point, and a colleague actually said something to me a few months back that I should have grabbed hold of or not let go of, even if my pan was bleeding to bits and scraped and all that kind of stuff. I should have latched upon that, and I didn't. Now, what is this thing I should have latched upon? He said to me that, why don't you, Gareth, subscribe to Xbox Game Pass and then use that as your game library, essentially, and then buy the other exclusives to the PS4 when you've got the money, and then go about things that way. I then, 2 days later, subsequently sold the Xbox One Elite, actually. It wasn't Elite. Now, it wasn't entirely inside my control, but at the same token, I could have sold other things, is what I'm going to say. However, something arrived yesterday that has completely nullified that being a problem. This arrived in the post yesterday. Now, I can't completely fit it on screen, and my voice is very muted now because you can't hear me. This is the Sea of Thieves Xbox One S, if you haven't guessed. And to further confirm what it is, here's the Xbox One S controller. This is a very light controller, by the way, guys, compared to the first gen Xbox One controllers. So, before I go any further, a massive thank you needs to go out to certain people who will be hopefully watching this video. There's going to be a dedicated video on this Xbox One S at some point. You can rest assured of that. A massive thank you needs to go out to certain people, and I'll be making all of those thank yous in the video in which I'll be dedicating to the Xbox One S and how I managed to get hold of this Xbox One S. This is a brand new Xbox One S, by the way, guys. It came from Curry's. I bought it, or ordered it, Saturday evening, and it came yesterday, which was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, and also today arrived 3 more games for it, which is Doom 2016, FIFA 18, and Fallout 4, which I haven't yet uncellophaned, but I will be doing shortly. So, some 3 really nice games, plus I have Game Plus, plus I have Xbox Live Gold, and I have a bunch of games I've already bought on the Xbox One when I previously owned one. So there you go, some stuff to play. And once again, I'm not going to stop saying this. A massive thank you needs to go out to the people who know who they are. Each time I say thank you, the people know who they are, who I'm going to say thank you to. So, long story short, essentially, I'm going to be using Game Pass on the Xbox One as my games library, if you will, from month to month, and then I'll be buying exclusives on the PS4 and the Switch, I should state at this point, because I do have a Switch, and then, of course, there are exclusives for the Switch I will be buying from time to time. But basically, I'm not going to go out on payday, go on the internet on payday and just splurge my money. I'm going to be a lot more reserved, a lot more cautious, take things, a day at a time, sort of thing, and not go splurging money. all over the place. And this is something that's needed to happen for quite some time. I just need to rein myself in and actually, get good at doing that. So the other two things I want to talk about is YouTube and gaming. Now, I've said on many occasions I have a YouTube addiction of some description, and I need to curb that YouTube description. Now, I get easily distracted. I will say that I do get easily distracted. It literally happened just before recording this video. I was playing some... Was I playing some State of Decay 2? I was playing something on the Xbox One, and then a YouTube video popped up in my sub box. And I watched this YouTube video, and then kind of forgot that my Xbox is in the background, although my Xbox One is downloading a boatload of games right now for me to play at some point. But that's beside the point. I got easily distracted, and that needs to stop. I need to be a lot more focused on what I'm doing at the time, and not go flip from one thing to the other. One thing happened a while ago. So a bunch of friends that I speak to on Discord, actually those friends are related to how this happened. A little bit of a sneak preview for my subscribers for how I managed to get hold of the Xbox One S. Sorry, I'm a snake. I'm a slippery snake. Anybody who got that reference, right? If you can't tell I'm in a good mood, then you're blind. Sorry if you are actually blind, don't mean to offend anybody. I'm trying to get better at that as well. Anyway, more on that later. So, I was on Discord with some friends, and one of them was playing on his Xbox, or about to play on his Xbox, to which a video he wants to watch popped up in his sub box. And he was going to watch it. He said, no, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch it later because now I want to play Xbox. And what he was basically doing is doing what I should do. And that's essentially, putting YouTube watching time to one side, and you're playing your console now. I don't know if it was PS4 or Xbox he was playing at the time, but, he was about to play something and he put his phone to one side so YouTube couldn't distract him. Now, if that was me, I would end up watching that video, which is a 40-odd minute video, and then there's a part 2 to it, another 40-minute video. So 80 minutes of watching videos, and yeah, that would have been me distracted, and I would have forgotten that I was ever playing on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox, and then I'm distracted. I'm going down a YouTube rabbit hole. Oh, Hitman is now ready to play. Or another part of Hitman is now ready to play. So, I need to get better at staying focused on what I'm doing, and I need to probably think about expunging YouTube from my life entirely for a bit, and then getting back to gaming. Having said that, over the last 4 to 5 days, I've been doing a shit ton of gaming, to be honest. I played through all of Far Lone Sails, which is a beautiful, beautiful game. I've played through most of Inside, which is what Playdead's latest game. We need to get around to playing the rest of that. I played a bunch of Xbox One when I came home from work this morning. I played some State of Decay 2. I played some Destroy All Humans, because that's now on backwards compatibility, and I had the discs, so I was able to play that. I've just been playing a bunch of games over the weekend. Me and Luke played some H1Z1 almost all weekend. We loved that game, and I've actually discovered another friend really likes that game, so maybe all three of us can get together and play that game. I was playing some Sea of Thieves earlier. So yeah, I have been doing a lot of gaming recently, and with E3 happening next week, if you didn't know, as of this recording, E3 is next week. I've been getting sort of back into gaming. I've been in a bit of a gaming funk for 2 years that I'm trying to get out of, and pushing aside distractions is definitely a thing to do. And also, one of my favourite websites, which is Giant Bomb, if you don't know, probably my favourite website, or favourite thing to consume, so to speak, is I've actually got halfway through some videos going, I want to go game. And normally I try and fight that feeling, whereas now I'm trying to encourage that feeling. But I'll go and play some games for a bit and maybe get back to this video later on. So yeah, that's actually a good thing that I'm starting to get into that sort of cycle. So that's all of that is symbiotic. You know, symbiotic is a symbiote between all of those different things. You know, the money and gaming, all that kind of stuff. And if I distract myself with gaming, I may find myself less inclined to go on eBay or Amazon and stuff like that to start buying a bunch of crap. Actually, one way I found actually curbed me doing that was actually to load up GTA and just splurge a load of money in GTA as if I was in real life, and that seemed to curb my want or need to spend money. And that sounds rather strange, but we all have our coping mechanisms and how we deal with things from time to time. So the fourth and final thing I need to get better at is how incredulous I am and how opinionated I am about everything. I need to chill out, I need to calm down, I need to rein myself back and realise that we're all humans, we all have our own opinions, and we're all entitled to our own opinions, and that shoving my opinion down someone's throat is only going to piss them off at the end of the day. And Jesse Cox actually tweeted out yesterday that he hates people with egos. Now, that's a bit of a catch-all term, to be honest, or a bit of a hyperbolic term, to be honest, because everybody has an ego of some description. We all have an ego of some description, whether it's here, whether it's there, whether it's, you know, anywhere. Doesn't matter. We all think differently of ourselves. It's just that I need to be a bit, personally, I need to be a bit more all-encompassing and realise not to, you know, have a go at other people for what they like compared to what I like. Simple as. And I think part of that is because I am, to be honest, quite highly strung at times because I'm not, you know, gaming or letting off stress. In a lot of ways, I have to say, when I was playing State of Decay 2 earlier on the Xbox One, I was really letting out some stress, whacking some zombies over the head, because yesterday was not a brilliant day at work, to be honest. It took me a while to do one of my cages and it pissed me off somewhat. Anyway, hopefully you understand where this video is coming from and why I've thought about some of the things I thought about. I have an itchy mouth, which could be my hay fever playing up, to be honest. I do apologise, guys, but the roof of my mouth is really itchy right now for some strange reason. I do have another two things arriving today. One of them definitely, I know that's arriving, and the other thing I hope that's arriving. And they are additions to my collection. And at that point, my collection is now to the point where I'm happy with my collection. There's one other thing I'd like to get back into the collection at some point that's quite expensive now. But that will come in due course. The two things I have actually gone ahead and rebought is the entire Buffy, all 7 series of Buffy in the Bible packaging, and all 5 series of Angel in the Buffy in the Bible packaging, because I had them all in the Bible packaging originally, and a lot of people often said to me, including Luke, you have them all in the Bible packaging, and the Angel Bible packagings are getting quite hard to come by, and the Buffy ones are now getting hard to come by. So yes, I need to keep hold of those and not end up selling those. So that's a promise to myself and to you guys. The reason why there hasn't been many videos recently is I've been doing a boatload of overtime, if you haven't guessed that already. But as of next week, I'm not doing any more overtime, and the week after I'm much off work for a week. So you can hopefully expect some content from me throughout next week and the week after. Although next week is E3 week, so we'll be a bit tied up with that, doing what I do during E3 week. But the week after, I said I'm off, so who knows what will happen on that week. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. You can give me a like, dislike, subscribe, hit the bell icon, make sure the quotations are around it, and you receive a notification to your device of choice. And as always, guys, you have been a very patient and supportive audience. And until next time, please take care. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.